Did you know that even the coolest electric cars can catch fire? It might sound rare, but it's a real issue that's making people sit up and take notice. From big cities to small towns, electrical car fires are happening, and they are not always easy to put out. It's something that affects car makers, firefighters, and anyone who drives or rides in a car. But what's behind these fires? Why do they happen in the first place? Let's dig into it. Mainly, it's the batteries that store a lot of energy, and if something goes wrong, like a short circuit or a problem with the cooling system, that energy can turn into heat and then flames. But it's not just the batteries. Other parts of the electric system can cause trouble too. Think about the wires that connect everything, the charging system, and all the electronic gadgets that make electric cars so great. If something goes wrong with any of those parts, you could have a fire on your hands. Now, this might sound a bit scary, but it is essential to know how a fire can start in an electric vehicle. It is not something that happens all the time, but when it does, it can be tough to deal with. That's why car makers, firefighters, and even drivers like you and me need to understand what's going on. Understanding the difference between electrical car fires and traditional car fires helps everyone stay safer on the road. It is not just about cool technology, it's about knowing what can go wrong and how to avoid it. So next time you see an electric car, you will know there is more to it than just a quiet ride and zero emissions. If we really want to understand this issue, we need to get to the root of the problem, because there are various things that can actually cause an electrical car to catch fire. You know, those big things that make the car go without any gas? Well, sometimes they can get a bit too hot under the collar. If they heat up too much in a situation called thermal runaway, they can catch fire. Overcharging is another issue. Imagine plugging in your phone overnight and finding it's turned into a mini stove in the morning. Well, with electric car batteries, overcharging can lead to similar fiery results. Except, it's not just a ruined phone, it's a whole car! And don't even get me started on manufacturing defects. If something's not made quite right in the battery, it can be like lighting a very slow fuse. Boom! But not the fun kind. Now, it's not all about the batteries. The wiring and other electrical parts can cause fires too. Faulty wiring is like that one friend who's great most of the time, but has those off days. You never know when things might go sideways. And hey, accidents happen. Bump into something the wrong way, and you might just find yourself with a sizzling situation. Physical damage to an electric car can be like hitting a wasp's nest. Things get angry in there. But hold on. If you think understanding the causes is all there is to know, you are in for a surprise. Electrical car fires aren't just challenging to figure out, they are also tricky to put out. If you want to learn more about what's under the hood of electric vehicles, make sure to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss out on all the sparky details in our upcoming videos. Now, let's get back to the challenges in controlling electrical car fires. First things first, electric vehicle fires can be super unpredictable. It's like trying to predict what your cat will do next. You might think you have it all figured out, and then, surprise! Things go in a totally different direction. That's how these fires can be. Just when you think it's under control, it flares up again or spreads to another part of the car. Now, putting out a regular fire is tough enough, but electrical car fires? That's next level stuff. Firefighters need specialized knowledge and equipment. We are talking about Class D fire extinguishers that won't conduct electricity, thermal imaging cameras to find hotspots, and non-conductive suppression foams. But that's not all. There is also the use of fire blankets, specially designed to snuff electrical fires, and containers filled with aqua to cool down overheated batteries without risk of electrical shock. Add in training on where to cut and where not to, personal protective gear, and an understanding of different electric vehicle layouts, and you see how handling these unique blazes is like adding a new chapter to the firefighting handbook. It's more than just flames, it's a complex challenge met with innovation and expertise. And let's not forget the risks to put these fires out, not to mention anyone standing nearby. You know that feeling when you are trying to swat a fly and it keeps dodging you? That's sort of what it's like for first responders, except the stakes are way higher and the risks are far greater. So, yeah, controlling and extinguishing electrical car fires isn't a walk in the park. It's a complex, dangerous challenge that requires some serious skills and understanding. It's a problem that's got folks from car makers to city planners scratching their heads and rolling up their sleeves. Who knew that the quiet, clean world of electric cars could get so wild and messy? But don't worry, this isn't the end of the road for electric vehicles. There is hope, innovation, and plenty of bright minds working on solutions. So, don't start canceling your electric car dreams just yet. All these challenges don't mean we are helpless. Far from it. There are steps being taken and things you can do to keep the roads safe and sound. First on our list, manufacturing standards and regulations. Think of these like the rules of the road, but for making electric cars. Car companies are not just throwing things together willy-nilly. They've got guidelines and checks to make sure everything's up to snuff. And if something's not right, they've got to fix it. No cutting corners here. Next up, regular inspections and maintenance. Just like you take your pet to the vet for checkups, your electric car needs some love and care too. Keeping an eye on the batteries, checking the wiring, making sure all the parts are working together. It's like a health check for your car. And if something's off, you catch it before it becomes a big, fiery problem. But wait, the car's got some tricks up its sleeve too. Modern electric vehicles are coming with all sorts of safety features. We're talking about sensors, alarms, and even systems that can shut things down if they start going haywire. Last but not least, you've got a part to play too. That's right, driver education and awareness are key. Knowing what to do, what not to do, and how to keep an eye on things. It's like going to superhero school for electric car owners. The more you know, the safer you will be, and the more you will enjoy the ride. So, electric cars and fiery challenges? It is not just something out of a science fiction story. It is real, it is complex, but hey, we're handling it. From understanding what causes these fires to the ways we are fighting back. Whether you are an electric car owner or just a curious bystander, the future of driving is changing, and it's nothing short of electrifying. Thanks for coming along, and until next time, stay safe and stay charged up.